Hello students, I hope you all doing well. Here I am with another lecture on current affairs, and this time we will be covering the month of August 2018. So let's have a look at the contents first. We will be going through the national news, international news, awards, index, sports, space news, some military exercises and the appointments. So let's get started. First of all, the national news. The very first news. India's first genetic bank for wildlife conservation inaugurated in Hyderabad. It is India's first genetic resource bank where the genetic material will be stored for posterity, which will further the cause of conservation of endangered species. It's equipped with sophisticated equipment to preserve the genetic resources that could be utilized to virtually resurrect an animal species. So, Laboratory of Conservation of Endangered Species developed a universal DNA-based marker for identification of wild animals from parts and remains. So, students, it is at this Laboratory of Conservation of Endangered Species, that this genetic bank has been introduced. So students, the genetic bank was launched by the Union Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, and this particular bank will aid in wildlife conservation efforts by introducing artificial reproduction, taking up studies in evolution biology, as well as it will help in the conservation and protection of India's biodiversity and environment. So this was the India's first genetic bank for wildlife conservation that has been inaugurated at Hyderabad. Let's move ahead now. Niti Aayog launches Pitch to Move. First of all, what is Niti Aayog? Niti Aayog, where Niti stands for National Institution for Transforming India. It is a national policy think tank of the Government of India. Okay, so this particular institute has launched an initiative which is called Pitch to Move. Let's read the news. It is a mobility pitch competition that aims to provide budding entrepreneurs of India a unique opportunity to pitch their business ideas to a distinguished jury. So it's a type of competition where all the startups that are working in the field of mobility, they can pitch their ideas to the industry leaders for the purpose of raising investments. Okay. The main aim. What is the main aim? It is to identify and incentivize the startups which will help the government realize its vision of shared, connected, intermodal and environment-friendly mobility for India. So this was Niti Aayog's Pitch to Move. Let's move ahead. Pradhanmantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan will be launched on 25th September. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the Pradhanmantri Jan Arogya Abhiyan or AIIMS Bharat scheme will be launched on 25th September. The scheme aims to provide a health care cover of rupees 5 lakh per family per annum. The scheme is expected to benefit more than 10 crore poor families. So students, this particular scheme, that is Jan Arogya scheme or AIIMS Bharat scheme, here the healthcare facilities will be provided to that section of society who cannot afford it. Here, the eligible families will be able to get cashless benefits at all the public and private empaneled hospitals across the country. So, it's a very good scheme for those who cannot afford the proper healthcare in the mainstream. So, let's move ahead now. India's first Humboldt Penguin was born at Mumbai's Baikula Zoo. So after an incubation of 40 days, India's first Humboldt Penguin was born on 15th August at Mumbai's Baikula Zoo. As it was born on Independence Day, it was named as the Freedom Baby. The zoo authorities will be conducting DNA test to find out its gender. The chick weighed 75 grams and was reported to be healthy. So now let's read some more facts about Humboldt Penguin. The Humboldt Penguin is a South American penguin that breeds in coastal Chile and Peru. So particularly it is a South American breed. The penguin is named after the cold water current it swims in, which is itself named after Alexander von Humboldt, an explorer. So students, it's named as Humboldt because it swims in a cold water ocean current that flows on the western coast of South America, right? The species is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature, which is responsible for conservation of nature and promoting sustainable use of natural resources, right? So it is listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. So this was about the Humboldt penguin. So India's first Humboldt penguin is born at Mumbai's Baikula Zoo, right? Let's read the next news now. FSSAI, which stands for Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, launches RUCO initiative to collect, convert used cooking oil into biofuel. So RUCO stands for Repurpose Used Cooking Oil. So students, FSSAI has launched this initiative to collect the used cooking oil and convert it into a biofuel, right? So let's read the news. Around 64 companies at 101 locations have been identified to enable collection of used cooking oil. According to the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, India has the potential to recover 220 crore litres of used cooking oil for the production of biodiesel by 2022 through coordinated action. So as you students know that FSSAI, it's a nodal statutory agency of the Government of India which regulates and supervises the food safety in India. So this particular agency has launched the RUCO initiative for collecting and converting the used cooking oil into biofuel. Let's move ahead. State Bank of India ranked as India's most patriotic brand. According to the survey conducted by UK-based online market research and data analytics firm YouGov, country's largest lender, State Bank of India, is considered to be the most patriotic brand, followed by Tata Motors, Patanjali, Reliance Jio, and BSNL. So the survey, which covered 152 brands across 11 categories, is based on data collected online by YouGov Omnibus among 1,193 respondents in the country. So students, an online survey was conducted by YouGov Omnibus among 1,193 respondents, and as per the survey results, it's State Bank of India which is considered as the most patriotic brand. And following State Bank of India, we have Tata Motors, Patanjali, Reliance Jio, and BSNL. Right? Let's move ahead. Indian Navy launched Operation Madad in flood-hit Kerala. The Southern Naval Command launched Operation Madad for assisting the Kerala administration and undertaking disaster relief operations due to the unprecedented flooding experienced in many parts of Kerala. All the 5 gates of Idukki Dam in Kerala have been opened for the first time in 26 years due to heavy rain and flooding. The Idukki Dam system is constructed across the river Periyar. So students, as you all are aware that beginning July 2018, Kerala has been experiencing its worst floods due to heavy rains this monsoon season. So the government has been taking various steps in this regard, and one step has been taken by the Indian Navy also, that is Operation Madad, in the rescue operations and helping the Kerala administration. I hope that is clear. So let's move to the next news. Rajasthan's Jodhpur railway station ranked as India's cleanest. In the cleanliness report released by the Ministry of Railways, Jodhpur and Jaipur of Northeastern Railway in Rajasthan captured the first 2 spots in the A1 category stations. Tirupati, an important site for religious tourism, and in the South Central Railway ranked 3rd. Rajasthan's Marwar topped among the A category railway stations, followed by Fulera, which is also in Rajasthan, and Warangal, which is in Telangana. There are over 8,000 stations on the Indian Railway network, and they are classified into 7 categories: A1, A, B, C, D, E and F, based on their annual passenger revenue. So based on the annual passenger revenue, the railway stations have been categorized into A1, A, B, C, D, E and F. And as per the survey, that is Swachh Rail and Swachh Bharat, which was conducted by Quality Council of India on behalf of Indian Railways, the results have shown that Rajasthan's Jodhpur railway station has been ranked as India's cleanest in the A1 category, right? Let's move ahead now. Reliance beats TCS and become India's most valued company. India's richest person Mukesh Ambani led Reliance Industries Limited beat Tata Consultancy Services to become the most valued company in India. So Reliance Industries Limited's market capitalization during the day was rupees 7.44 trillion as compared to TCS rupees 7.39 trillion. So students, on the basis of market capitalizations, that is nothing but the total value of a publicly traded company's outstanding share. So whatever outstanding share a public traded company has, it is the total value of those shares. And on the basis of that, Reliance Industries Limited becomes the most valued company in India. I hope that's clear. So let's move ahead. Rajasthan is the first state to implement the biofuel policy. Rajasthan became the first state in the country to implement the national policy on biofuels unveiled by the central government. This policy on biofuels seeks to help farmers dispose of their surplus stock in an economic manner and reduce the country's oil import dependence. First of all, we'll understand what is this biofuel. Biofuel is any fuel which is derived from biomass. That is plant or algae material or animal waste. So this is a renewable source of energy as compared to fossil fuels like coal or petroleum. So recently the central government has launched a biofuel policy according to which the ethanol produced from damaged food grains, rotten potatoes, sugar beet and corn will be mixed with the petrol in order to reduce the oil imports of our country. So students, this blending, that is 20% blending of ethanol with petrol by 2030 is the aim of this policy. So according to this, even the raw material which can be used for ethanol production is also expanded under the biofuel policy. Now the farmers can also give away their extra stock of food grains for the ethanol production. So with that regard, Rajasthan becomes the first state in India in implementing this policy. Let's move ahead now. Project SWAM launched by HRD Ministry. Now SWAM stands for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds, which aims to provide one integrated platform and portal for online courses. This course covers all higher education subjects and skill sector courses. The main objective is to ensure that every student in the country has access to best quality higher education at the affordable cost. So students, SWAM is a free online e-learning platform portal which provides school, undergraduate, postgraduate, engineering and several other professional courses. So this was actually launched last year. Now why is it in news this year? It was in news because the Minister of State of HRD, that is Dr. Satyapal Singh, he has given information regarding this platform in a written reply to Rajya Sabha question. So this issue was discussed in Rajya Sabha. That is why we are reading about this news today. SWAM, which stands for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. Let's move ahead. Kanchenjunga became 11th biosphere reserve in World Network of Biosphere Reserves. First of all, what is a biosphere reserve? Biosphere reserve is a terrestrial or coastal ecosystem which aims at conservation of nature along with sustainable use, right? So the decision to include Kanchenjunga Biosphere Reserve in World Network of Biosphere Reserves was taken at the 30th session of International Coordinating Council of Man and Biosphere Program of UNESCO held at Palembang, Indonesia. So the biosphere reserves are internationally recognized by the Man and Biosphere Program of UNESCO. India has 18 biosphere reserves. So in total, India has 18 biosphere reserves, and with the inclusion of Kanchenjunga, the number of internationally designated World Network of Biosphere Reserves has become 11. So 11 biosphere reserves out of 18 have become internationally recognized now. with 7 biosphere reserves being domestic biosphere reserves. I hope that is clear. Let's take up the next news now. Santali becomes first Indian tribal language to get own Wikipedia edition. The Santali Wikipedia got approval from the Language Committee of the Wikimedia Foundation on June 28th and went live on August 2nd. So it presently has content of about 70,000 words. Santali is written in all tikki script and spoken by 6.4 million people according to the 2001 census in India alone, and its speakers live mostly in Jharkhand, West Bengal, Orissa and Assam. So it's also spoken in Bangladesh and Nepal. Several hundred students wrote their class 10 board examinations under the West Bengal Board of Secondary Education in the all tikki script for the first time this year. Wikipedia is available in nearly 300 languages globally as of August 2018. So students, this is Santali language version of Wikipedia, which is managed by Wikimedia Foundation, and this version of Wikipedia has used all tikki script, which is the alphabet of Santali language, right? So Santali becomes the first Indian tribal language to get its own Wikipedia edition. Let's move ahead. 3 northeastern states emerge as new HIV hotspots. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura have emerged as the new hotspots of HIV. In terms of persons living with HIV who are on antiretroviral treatment, Maharashtra has the highest number, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So students, 3 northeastern states of Meghalaya, Mizoram and Tripura, they have emerged as new hotspots of HIV. Okay, so if we look at the persons living with HIV who are on antiretroviral treatment, it's Maharashtra, which has got the highest number of infected people, followed by Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So this is not at all a good news for India. Let's move ahead. International Youth Day and World Elephant Day observed on August 12th. The theme of International Youth Day 2018 is Safe Spaces for Youth. The first International Youth Day was observed on 12th August 2000. And regarding the World Elephant Day, 2 Canadian filmmakers Michael Clarke and Patricia Sims, as well as the Sivapon Dardrananda, the Secretary General of Thailand's Elephant Reintroduction Foundation, created the World Elephant Day in 2011. And it was held on August 12, 2012. So students, the International Youth Day is designated as an awareness day by United Nations. It was launched for the purpose of drawing attention to several cultural and legal issues surrounding youth. Similarly, the World Elephant Day was launched with the purpose of preservation and protection of elephants. So this was about the International Youth Day and the World Elephant Day. Let's read the next news now. India to launch its second lunar mission Chandrayaan-2 on January 3rd next year. Indian Space Research Organization is aiming to launch the mission, but the window to land on the lunar surface is open till March 2019. The 800 crore rupees is the overall cost of lunar mission named Chandrayaan-2. The 3,890 kg Chandrayaan-2, which will be launched on board the geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle Mark III, will orbit around the moon. So students, the first mission, that is Chandrayaan-1, was launched in the year 2008. Now the second version, that is Chandrayaan-2, will be launched next year. It's scheduled for launch on 3rd of January and it will be launched on board the geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle Mark III. So students, this mission will include a lunar lander, rover and orbiter. Various new technologies and tests will be conducted under this mission, and the lunar rover that will move on board the lunar surface, it will conduct various on-site chemical analysis, and the results or the data will be sent back to the Earth. So this was about Chandrayaan-2, a very important mission of Indian Space Research organization.